Yo,
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Oh, dang. I see the
Oh,
one. I
yes.
see the one for me. I see the one for me that got you.
Yes.
The
Yes.
one. It's just the.
Which one got me? Which one got me?
So let's look at the playoff bracket, right? So let's look at this. We have
It looks good, by the way. This looks good.
it didn't look too bad. So Chiefs and Lions are your number one. Let's look at the AFC real quick. So in the AFC, we got the Chiefs at the 1, we got the Bills at the 2, Ravens at the 3, Texans at the 4, Chargers at the 5, Steelers at the 6, and Broncos at the 7. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year that 3 AFC West teams made it into the playoffs, I would have laughed you off the block. I would have said there ain't no way. There ain't no way.
There ain't no way the Chiefs are going back to the playoffs. That's what you would have said.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Are you so stupid? So stupid.
Look, okay. Okay.
You and your
so
sarcasm.
stupid.
You and your sarcasm, dude.
Wow. That is deeply personal. That's crazy.
It's crazy how personal that is. So
that is wild. Anyway.
So I mean,
like wild card.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of funny because at the beginning of the season, so this is Josiah's first year of really paying attention to football, right?
Yeah, like every single week.
Right. He knew Chiefs. He knew who players. Some, like, not all players, but he knew some of the players were. He watched the games. He rooted for them. But Josiah. So Josiah is actually the catalyst of what started this podcast, right? He is the guy that's like, hey, we talk football at work constantly. We were constantly talking football. And like I'm talking like me and Dionte's conversations, and then we got another guy, Justyn that works with us. He would come out and we would just talk football like while we're working for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, whatever it is.
Deeply analytical commentary too.
Deeply analytical.
It was. I felt like I was watching a podcast. So I'm like, why not?
Why not just throw it up there and see what happens? So we it is what it is. Like, so Josiah's the reason why we have the podcast. So shout out to Josiah. He didn't expect to be on camera as much as he has been.
No, I didn't think I'd be on camera at all.
But Josiah, in your opinion, so looking at like everything that we've done this year, percentage wise, what do you say your knowledge of football has grown?
Oh, I mean, I can't say 100% because that would mean I relearned the game of football.
Well, no. So do you know twice as much? Instead of percentages, like I would say you probably like we're probably like 500%, like if 5 times of what you knew.
It could be
like you're there because you got to think like so. You knew Chiefs. Now you know, like you're asking us questions about other players. You're always on the news, like looking at what's happening with other teams. And so we focused a lot this year on the Chiefs and whatnot. But Josiah's still asking about other players on other teams and what our opinion is on it and what this is, which might expand next year. We might start looking into talking about more than just the Chiefs. But Chiefs is what we know, baby. We know the Chiefs well, so we talk well about the Chiefs. We know other things too, but we're just more passionate about the Chiefs. We enjoy talking about the Chiefs more. So that's what we do. We talk about the Chiefs.
Yeah. And I'm just along for the ride and on camera sometimes because I have to be.
Well, it's because Dionte's not here.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have to fill in. Besides that one time you talked to yourself, which was pretty great.
That's happened twice.
Oh, that's right.
It's happened twice. It happened at Christmas too. Happened at Christmas too.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Well, you guys keep leaving me, so.
But I did do the picks with you that week, I think.
You did the picks with me that week. You did.
Think. Yes.
That was the next day. Yeah.
That was the next day.
Yep. But yeah, man. So we've got the.
Speaking of near the beginning of the podcast, you guys show your guys' brackets.
Oh yeah,
because
okay. So you sent me this message
So we in episode, I think it was episode 16. We did a bracket prediction
hopefully this
for
doesn't
the
screw
for the
things up.
playoffs.
I don't think it will. Right.
And I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how the seeding worked. I had no idea where you put the away teams or the home teams for each matchup. So they're pretty messed up. But you can kind of tell where at least the stream, like which teams they picked to win what games. You can at least tell if you look at it hard enough. And so my biggest problem is I don't know which one is worse. I don't like. Both of them are interesting for their own reasons.
Okay.
I gotta get them pulled up because I don't have them pulled up right now.
All right.
Oh
all right.
yes.
Yo. Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Dang. I see the one.
Yes.
I see the one for me. I see the one for me that got you.
Yes.
The one. It's just
which one got me? Which one got me?
The Jets.
Well, the Jets as well, but who's not there?
Who's not? Well, the Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah.
The Bills are not there.
Yeah, I actually picked the Jets to win the AFC.
So I don't know if we can show this on screen at all. I don't know if it'll mess things up or not.
So
I can maybe share mine.
Here, hold on. We can work something out.
Because these are just gold. These are gold.
Yeah. So while we're talking about it, so
Dionte had the Saints versus the Cowboys.
Yo, that's nuts.
And he had the Bears in, which
I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of a wild card.
I'm not gonna lie. I did have the Saints and the Niners in.
I see that. And the Niners. So he had the Niners in too. And why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like that's the one that's kind of a pass. Why wouldn't you have the Niners in?
Right.
You played them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yikes.
And now they're not in the playoffs?
Yeah,
it's almost
that's
worse. That's worse than the Eagles.
That's pretty bad.
The Eagles lost in the wild card, right?
Yeah, Eagles lost in the wild card.
And they just had a strong 10-1 start to the season or something like that. And then they just
last
collapsed.
year, yeah. They had 10-1 and then they went 1-5 in their last 6 games last year.
But the 49ers are somehow worse.
And the 49ers are somehow worse.
The Jets though, is kind of crazy.
Yeah, the Jets there is really crazy.
But yeah, anyway, we're going to try to pull it up because you guys got to see this. But if we can't, you just need to rewatch episode 16.
Oh, man. That's
so
kind of nutty. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Very funny, though.
Oh, my gosh, that's nuts.
But, I mean, both of you had the same Super Bowl, and it's still possible.
It is still possible.
It's still very much possible.
So this is my bracket
I would say
here.
Probable.
This is my bracket here. Okay. So so here's the thing. Other than the Jets, all the teams were in it until week 18, right? So the Colts well, no, I guess the Colts were eliminated week 17. Miami was in it until week 18. And then so I got the Houston winning their division right. I got Baltimore winning their division right. I even got the seeding right for those two. Look at me go. I got and then obviously Miami, the Colts and the Jets were all very wrong. Which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine. And then on the NFC side, I had the I had 5 of 8 teams or 5 of 7 teams. Wait, no, that's not right. I have 4 of 7 teams in there. Is that right? So I have 1.
And to be fair,
3,
the
4.
only one that people might argue is crazy on the NFC side is the Saints.
Well,
that's
going
the only
into
one
the
you
season,
might be able to argue.
Going into this season, everybody picked the Saints to win that division.
Well, and then like week 1 or week 2, whenever.
Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Like everybody was picking. Well, a lot of people were picking the Saints to win that division, right? Which I actually picked the Buccaneers to win that division. Which guess what, baby? I was right. And I had the Buccaneers as the 3 seed. Oh wait, no. Oh, hold on. Timeout. I said I got Houston right as the.
Look,
No, Houston I
look,
had as the
this
2
is
seed. I had
this
Houston as the
bracket's
2
messed
seed.
up. So like
Yeah, it wasn't put together the
wonky.
exact right way.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's fine. I mean, that's fine. There's like we're not gonna get mad about that, right?
Now,
Uh-huh.
Dionte, on the other hand, which and let's let it be known, you got the number 1 seed for both conferences right.
Yeah.
So you got both the Lions and the Chiefs. Dionte went a different route, and he still has the same 2 teams in the Super Bowl,
Right.
but his path is. I mean, the NFC is.
So here's
like,
Deonte's.
It looks very similar. Yeah, and again, the Cowboys are in there twice. It's bad. I know it's bad,
Yeah.
but he had the Cowboys and the Saints.
Yeah.
And the Bears and the 49ers in the NFC. 4 teams who are not in the playoffs.
Right.
At all. But that's before we even talk about wins and losses in the playoffs. And then he had the Bengals who aren't there, the Dolphins, and then the Colts.
Yeah, he had San Francisco winning the NFC, like with the best record.
Oh, with the best record, really?
Yeah, he had San Francisco getting the bye.
Oh, yeah.
He had San Francisco at like 14-3, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, that's
something like that.
It's pretty nutty, man.
Yeah, no, this was just very fun to go back to and look at,
right?
Because Saints and Cowboys is a game that will not happen in the playoffs for a long time.
Yeah, dude, I'm sitting here. I'm trying to figure out what I did to make that little gray bar at the bottom. That's just the how you like sent it.
Oh yes, that's just how I screenshotted it.
Yep.
Because it doesn't fit cleanly.
Yeah. No. Okay. I thought I did something wrong for a second.
No.
But.
Well, not that.
Yeah, it's just, bro. It's just, man.
Oh, and you had the Seahawks.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So I had the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got
a lot of this is
I got the Saints wrong, the Seahawks wrong. Like, so here's the thing: other than the Niners and the Saints, again, like, so out of the 14 teams in the playoffs, only 3 of them were eliminated. Like, 3 of my picks were eliminated before week 17. Only 3.
So it was close.
I'll take it. And out of those 14 teams, I got 8 of them right. I'll take it. I do think it was a very weird year with like kind of like how things went. I did like the Jets over the Bills. Bills missing the playoffs was the biggest, that was the hottest take I had.
Well,
okay.
And you knew that.
It was, yeah, I knew it going in.
You knew
I
that.
knew it going in, which is, so it's fine.
Well, and then Dionte's, I believe, was, well, even though the Bills, we thought the Bills were hurting.
Right.
Like,
I mean, they just lost Stephon Diggs. Their defense was on a turnover, and I mean, realistically, at the beginning of the year, their defense didn't look great. So, I mean, our worries were justifiable. So, there's that.
No, yeah, that's why it's like not. There's not a lot here that's like super duper crazy, but you first look at it and you're like, whoa, this is a alternate universe season.
Right. So.
But now on to this year's.
So yeah, so this is our prediction, right? These are our predictions, right? Here's mine. I got the Chiefs winning over the Lions. Dionte also has the Chiefs winning over the Lions. Our final 4 was actually here's Deonte's. Our final 4 was the same. We both had Chiefs, Houston, and then Detroit, San Francisco. Obviously, San Francisco's not there.
Well, yeah, and the Texans seems a little improbable.
Right,
not impossible, but it seems a little tough.
Dude, I'm trying to figure out how the Cowboys got here.
It screwed up because whenever you click on them, it was
they auto-populate.
Like drag them. Yeah,
yep.
it was. I was hoping I could just drag them.
He had the Lions here. Not the like, so you had the Niners went down there because it's not just a straight bracket, right? It doesn't work that way. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at the AFC. Let's look at how it's going. I think. Well, let's look specifically. Let's talk Chargers Houston. Okay, look at all these graphics we got, man. Like it's like I'm ready for it. So Texans are at home. They're the 4 seed against the Chargers. Chargers are favored by 3 points. This is going to be on Saturday on CBS and Paramount Plus. Who you thinking, man? I've got the Chargers by more than a field goal.
That's
Houston
what I was
has
gonna
looked
say.
terrible over the past few weeks. They
come
did
out
win.
swinging.
They did win last week.
Who did they play?
Tennessee. Of which I guess we got to say it. I guess we have to announce to the people. So, last week, Dionte went 10-6. Okay, he was down
going
by
into the weekend.
Going into the weekend, he was down by 3 games to me overall for the season, right? So Dionte went 10-6 last week. I had a losing record. Went 6-10 and lost by 1 game on the year. I lost by 1 game.
Dude.
I told you, and I picked
is...
5 games different. I should have stuck with the 4, and then at worst we would have tied. And
this is with Dionte being gone and sending in his picks just every week, trying to make sure.
I want to know what NFL pundit he's talking to, man. He's got to be talking to somebody.
I mean,
Dionte knows people.
He only beat you by 1 game.
Yeah. Which is absolutely insane for the season.
Statistically, that's crazy.
Statistically, that's absolutely nuts.
You guys were tied at one point.
Yeah, no, I was up. There was a point where I was up by like 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dionte had that 15-1 week, and I had
What's crazy is that he had multiple weeks where he's like, I'm just going to go insane. And he would pick like the craziest games you can possibly imagine. And then he still ends up winning it all. But anyway, I don't know what the final number is.
I don't have the final number in front of me. But out of 272 games, we did miss week 1. 16 games of week 1, so we only did 256 games. We didn't have the first 16 games of the season because we didn't think to do something like this until week 2. Who'd have thought?
Yep, first year.
Next
year we'll do all of them.
Yep, we'll do all of them. But yeah, if you look at production from the beginning of the year to now, it's much better.
Oh, it's crazy.
Our production is a whole different level now.
It's insane.
And we're getting quick enough to where we can change things on the flies. Like, so we're talking Texans, Chargers. Who are you picking?
Chargers.
You got the Chargers. Yeah, I got the Chargers by more than a field goal.
It just seems like they have a lot more behind them, and they've
100%. I don't know who Deonte's picking, so
I don't know either.
When it comes to the picks, if Dionte is able to, I'll throw his pick up on the screen. He's like I said, he's on vacation, so we're not able to ask him live, but we'll see. We'll see what he sends in. If he sends it in before we're able to get the video up, which video is probably going to go up Friday, so he's got a couple of days. Yeah. We'll throw that up there if we've got it. But speaking of production value, we've got a different game on the screen.
Whoa! I blinked.
This is insane. This is insane. So the 3 and the 6. Baltimore's favored by 9.5 points at home. And this one's going to be Saturday, 7 p.m. on Amazon Prime. It's 9.5 points for a playoff game at home.
That's crazy.
Steelers have lost 4 in a row.
Yeah,
Steelers have lost their last 4 games. They were 10-3 at one point. They finished 10-7. That's insane.
Well, and it's like last week, Russell Wilson decides to run for it, and whenever they have one,
instead of throwing the ball out of bounds.
Instead of throwing the ball out of bounds, they waste 20 seconds.
Yep.
Off the clock, 20 something, maybe 20.
It's flat. First down. It was first down.
Doesn't really matter.
It was first down.
Yeah,
Throw the ball out of bounds. It's crazy.
it was crazy, and
Yep.
it just seemed reeked of desperation. It seemed
Yep.
like of him trying to force something to happen, and the Ravens are not playing like that. The Ravens are
No.
playing so much better, and
Yeah.
I get it. Like it's a theoretically a tough matchup, but like I'm picking the Ravens.
Yeah, I've got the Ravens here too, and I don't think I've got them by 9.5. I think they're going to win by less than that. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think we've got to pick the Ravens here. The Ravens have been on fire lately, um, tearing up playoff teams left and right. So I've got the Ravens too, and that brings us
perfect.
on to the wait. Go ahead.
I just said perfect.
Yep. So
Great,
that
we're in
brings us
agreement.
on to the last AFC game of the week, which is on Sunday at noon, and it's the Broncos traveling to the Bills.
Buffalo's favored by 8.5.
Yeah, and I honestly, I agree with the 8.5. Like,
Yeah,
Buffalo's just such a good team, man. They really are, and I really wish we had the Bengals in the playoffs so they could beat Buffalo and we could beat the Bengals.
yeah.
Buffalo's a
Well,
dangerous
and
team.
you think
If we
back
see
to the
them, we're going to see them in the AFC Championship game. But
right. Yeah, you look back at the Bengals Broncos game. If the
uh-huh,
Bengals had a defense, that game wouldn't have been like that.
right,
So it's kind of hard because it's like, dang, they almost beat the Bengals, and
yep,
it was only due to like a couple controversial plays or
yep,
calls that they had during the game why they lost. But the Bills have a high-powered offense like the Bengals, and except for they have a defense that can actually make trouble for the Broncos.
right.
So I think it's going to be the Bills.
Which is kind of surprising to me because I had no expectations for the Bills defense coming into the season. Obviously,
I
if
know.
you look at my picks for the playoffs, they didn't make it in my picks initially. So yeah, and the Bills can score and they can score quick.
Yeah.
Um, so I've got the Bills by 10 at home against the Broncos. So, past couple of years, Bills, I believe, in the wild card weekend, have had crazy, or their first playoff game of the win has had crazy snow in the playoffs. So hopefully that holds off. We all just, like, the north half of the country just got hit by like an absolute insane blizzard.
Yeah, that's
So
insane.
we still got a foot of snow here on the ground by my house. So, and that's with the sun shining today and melting some of it. But yeah, so that's that for the AFC. Now jumping over to the NFC. So here we've got the Lions at 1. We've got the Eagles at 2. We've got the Buccaneers at 3. We got the Rams at 4. Got the Vikings at 5. Commanders at 6, and Packers at 7. NFC North coming in with 3 teams. Absolutely,
It's crazy.
absolutely crazy. I did not expect that coming into the season. But I mean, I think I picked the Vikings to finish last. No, I didn't. I picked the Bears to finish last in their division because I really did not like Caleb Williams coming into the year.
Yeah.
I like J.J. McCarthy more than Caleb Williams. So, but the resurgence of Sam Darnold. So let's jump into the first one. Speaking of the Vikings, we got the Vikings going on the road to the Rams. The Rams of who rested players this past week, and actually dropped a seed because of it. Like they could, I mean, they could have been the 3 seed, but they chose to rest players instead, which I get. They've been dealing with injuries all year, so they got Kyron Williams, they've got Sam. They got Matt Stafford, they got Cooper Kupp, they've got Puka Nacua. I've actually the Minnesota is favored here. I've actually got the Rams at home, winning this game.
Yeah, the wild card, no pun intended, is going to be Sam Darnold
Mm-hmm.
because he did not play very well against the Lions.
Right.
And like you said, they're at home, and the Rams rested. The Vikings had to play, and they're coming up psychologically. They're coming off of a loss. I mean, they went from being the best among the best, if not the best team in the NFC,
Right. Well,
and
this game, I just realized this game's on Monday at 7
Oh.
p.m.
okay,
I didn't realize there was a Monday game until just now.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good to know. But yeah, I think the Rams are going to win this one, which would be kind of crazy whenever you look at how the season turned out. The Vikings looking so promising, and then
Yeah.
getting knocked down the wild card.
Yep.
It would be crazy, but I mean it's all a matter of how he plays, man, and how they bounce back from a loss.
Agreed. All right. Well, so next game is going to be the Commanders at the Buccaneers. So this is going to be Sunday at 7 p.m.
I wonder what Dionte's going to pick.
Dionte's going to pick the Commanders on the road. But, man, I've got Baker fever. I'm picking, like, Baker Mayfield.
Is that
I'm
terminal?
picking him, Mike Evans. No, it's not. It's not terminal. If anything, it's the kind of fever that gives you more cowbell, as Christopher Walken would say. Got a fever. The only cure is more Baker. No. Do you not get that reference?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
So
whatever. Yep.
They so they played. Do I have this right? Did they play week? They played the Commanders week 1.
Uh-huh.
And they won 37-20.
Yep.
So that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This one's hard for me.
Is it? I mean,
It
Tampa
is.
Bay is only favored by 3, which, I mean, honestly, 3 or less, it's like a coin flip almost.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't. They have trying to see how, because I haven't been keeping up with the Commanders as much. That's Dionte's job, of course.
Right. Of course.
I mean, they beat the Eagles,
Okay.
but other than that, they played the Cowboys, the Falcons, the Saints, the Titans. They lost to the Cowboys, lost to the Eagles, lost to the Steelers. Talking about the Commanders, lost to the Ravens, lost to the Bucks. Yeah, I gotta pick the Bucks here.
Yep.
It just doesn't. It just
Yeah. Commanders are 1-5 against playoff teams.
look. Everything in me wants to root for them, but I just don't know if it's gonna happen.
I mean,
I
it's
gotta
a
pick the
great.
Bucks.
They overexceeded expectations.
Jaden. 100%. Like Jaden. I mean,
it's
if you look
overexceeded.
at-
It just exceeded. They exceeded expectations
yeah.
by a huge margin.
I mean,
is what
look
I'm
at the
trying to
difference
get
between
at.
Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels.
Right.
Just in
Right.
in the ways that their seasons have gone.
Well,
Obviously,
and
it's not
Dionte's
down
been
to
saying
just
it
one
since the
person,
draft.
but-
Dionte's been saying it
100%.
since the draft that
He was
Jaden
like- he was
Daniels
like-
was his guy. Jaden Daniels was the guy that he knew would transition to be a great NFL quarterback, and he's proven to do it. He's proven to do
better
it.
than
So,
Caleb Williams has, at least for
so
now.
we all know Dionte's picking the Commanders. Josiah and I going for the Buccaneers, baby. All right, sweet. Then the last game of the week, which isn't actually the last game of the week, it's actually a 3:30 game. You got the Packers heading to Philadelphia, face the Eagles, the number 2 seed, bringing in the number 7 seed.
What's the status of Jalen Hurts?
Ooh, I just moved that by accident.
Last I heard, he's still in concussion protocol.
Well, so let's see if Jalen Hurts. Will Jalen Hurts play in the playoffs? Let's see. He does remain in concussion protocol. Coming into things, it
Their
looks
backup
like.
is Kenny Pickett.
Well, so they did waive quarterback Ian Book today, which is a good sign because that means that they don't need to carry an extra quarterback, which means they're looking up for Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry. So he was signed to the practice squad December 22nd, just after Hurts got his concussion in Washington, and then was promoted to the active roster on the 28th. And he was one of 3 quarterbacks each of the last 2 weeks while Hurts was inactive. But by releasing books, it seems that they expect the other 3 quarterbacks, Hurts, Kenny Pickett, and Tanner McKee, to be in uniform on Sunday. Now, whether Hurts actually plays or not, it's yet to be seen. And the third quarterback has to be on the 53-man roster to utilize the emergency quarterback rule, which allows the third quarterback to be inactive but available if the top 2 go down. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can have somebody listed as inactive for the game, but if the top 2 quarterbacks go down, that third quarterback can still play. So
okay,
we'll see. We'll see what happens. It does look like Jalen Hurts will join the team tomorrow for practice. So we'll see how he looks. We'll see what they do with testing and see if they're going to have Jalen Hurts or Kenny Pickett. I think if Jalen Hurts plays, I think the Eagles win by like 10, by 2 scores.
Yeah.
If Jalen Hurts does not play, I think the Eagles actually lose this game at home.
So with concussions,
yep,
obviously that's not something the quarterback can just choose to play through.
No,
this isn't like
you have to be
an ankle
cleared.
sprain.
You have to be cleared by an NFL appointed physician. You have to be cleared.
Yeah.
You have tests that you have to pass, and then an NFL appointed official has to clear him, as well as a team appointed physician. So, yeah.
How long? Okay, so concussion protocol, there isn't a set amount of time.
Nope.
It's just clearing certain hurdles, right?
Clearing certain protocols, yep.
Man, that's so tough.
Right. Generally, they say like 7 days is like the average for concussion before a player comes back. But, I mean, Patrick Mahomes has had a concussion a couple of times, and he played the next week. So it's one of those things where if you can show that you're cognizant and there's no damage, and you can pass those tests, and it's physical tests too. It's not just like, oh, I can remember this. I can, you know what I mean? Like it's observations of the human body, right? They do like eye tests, which you can't fake an eye test. You know what I mean? Like when they do the tests on your eyes with fingers, and however they do the things.
Yeah.
But you have to pass those tests in order to play, right? You cannot fake it. You can't fake it past those. And if you can, well, then I don't know how it happens. So,
right.
But yeah, so that's my take. I got the Eagles if Hurts plays by two scores. I've got the Packers if Hurts does not play. What do you think?
I am gonna go out on a limb and just pick the Eagles outright.
Outright, whether he plays or not. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean they got a great defense. They have a really good defense. Which again, the Eagles are a team whose defense was kind of like it just fell apart after the season last year.
Well, and then you gotta think, what happens if Kenny Pickett just hands the ball off to Saquon? Like,
there's still Saquon. There's
like,
several times this year you said Saquon was going to win on his own. I mean, he's got 2,000 yards on the season. In my opinion, Saquon Barkley should be the unanimous MVP. He should be MVP. And then the quarterback, I would pick probably like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson as like offensive player of the year, right? Or Joe Burrow even, like offensive player of the year.
But it's going to be the other way around. They're going to pick one of the quarterbacks, and then Saquon will be offensive player of the year.
Yeah, which I think is stupid because if that's the case, make MVP, like make a quarterback of the year award. You know what I mean? And then have so you have have like the Tom Brady award, right? So you have the offensive player of the year, you have the MVP, and you have the Tom Brady, right? Like have a Tom Brady award, or name it like something after like an old quarterback, right? Like older quarterback, like from back in the day.
Yeah,
You know, Len Dawson, the Len Dawson Award.
it's not a bad idea.
Shout out Len Dawson, miss you, buddy. So yeah, we'll just kind of we'll see what happens. But I've got Saquon
It's a little
Barkley
bit
winning my
win the MVP.
MVP. Yep.
So you're picking there's a part in your brain that's picking against your MVP. If Jalen Hurts doesn't play.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, if you're one dimensional as a team, you're very easy to defend. If you're one dimensional as an offense, you're very easy to defend, right? If I'm the if I'm the Packers, I put 7 men in the box and I force Kenny Pickett to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I force Kenny Pickett to throw it. You're going to stack the box. You're going to rush 5 every down, and you're going to force Kenny Pickett to try to find an open hole. You're going to fluster him, get in his head, and you're going to keep Saquon Barkley from scoring. You put a spy on him at all times, right? So that's my take.